My light is in the crescent's curve, my beauty in the full moon's height. Sometimes see my charm in elegance, sometimes my majesty in my might. I am nearer than your very pulse. Whose thought veils me from your sight? See me, O seeker waiting, see me in forms of mortal guise, for thousands of prostrations upon your forehead do cry.
Belief in the Unseen, the theme of this year's annual Poets for Peace event, held at the Baitul Futuh Mosque. Hosted by Majlis Ansarullah UK, the unique event brings together poets of all ages from across the Ahmadiyya Jamaat, with an aim to foster unity through the art of the spoken word. The evening took over 300 guests through a unique journey, with poets sharing their unique perspectives on themes of peace and faith, drawing from personal experiences.
Hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakeel. Hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakeel. Sufficient for us is Allah, the best disposer of affairs. A mother cradling her lifeless child, and this prayer calms her fears. She screams this from her bones, we know it doesn't fall on deaf ears. She believes in the unseen and knows that life is more than it appears. His name is Al-Latif, aware of all things hidden and subtle. So while the birds may no longer sing, there must be some beauty in the struggle. Ears ringing from the bombs, all the voices are now muffled, bodies stinging from the burns, and visions are now doubled. But he is still Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, the gracious and the merciful.
Faith in the unseen. 4 short words, and yet so very serene. An unconditional belief in his omnipresence. Eyes see him not, but his signs appear. For his attribute of Al-Kabir, it means he is all aware.
Don't you know? The friend of God sees with the eye of the heart, the light of the heart. He sees angels in dreams, visions and bees, ants and their colonies, all extolling the heavenly. Come to that realm, where the unseen merges with the seen, where the manifest meets the hidden, and the outward yearns for the inner.
When you were a speck of dust. When you were a speck of dust, it was not you who found my earth, it was me. When you surfaced from my ocean, it was not you who found my land, it was me.
Seeing is believing. But what if belief was sight? What if the men of Burkina Faso saw clearer than the ones who held their lives? They came with guns, they came with hate. But they were too late because these men had already surrendered. Not to them, but to him. Not to terror, but to truth. Not to bullets, but to believe. They told the Imam, leave your faith behind. He said, take my breath, but my soul is still signed. They said, deny what can't be seen. He said, I see it clearer than you see me, because faith is not a sight, it's a knowing. Not a seed, but the growing. Not a candle, but the flame. Not a moment, but the name etched in a book where the ink never fades. They say, a seeing is believing.
A blind man walks with silent grace, no sight to mark his time or place. Yet in his chest a lantern burns, a light within that has emerged. For those his eyes may never see, he sees the world differently. He sees not with his eyes, but feels the world, the earth, the skies. He sees not color, caste, or creed of the passers-by who hold his hand. He only sees the goodness of their deed, a silent touch that knows no land. He sees not pillars or walls of a house that divide each room. His mind is not confined by these. Only within the pillars of his faith is he consumed. He sees, he believes in the unseen. He sees even though he stares in the dark. With eyes that are broken, his patient soul knows and sees a light from a truth when it's spoken.
The evening of spoken word was concluded with a silent prayer. This story is brought to you by MT International, UK Studios, in London.